Okay. So today's session, we will learn about a couple of things. One, what are the safe placements for a toilet seat? What are the safe placements for kitchen? That's the burner. And what are the remedies if they are in the wrong location? All right. Okay, let's finish this and move on to the next part of it. Right. So let me first open the Vastu Compass to give you an idea. Is my screen visible?
No.
Mm, should be visible. Not visible?
For me, it's coming now. It's visible. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm using the same chakra to understand and help and explain. All right. So let's first understand for the toilet commode where your closet seat can come. See when I talk about toilet, washroom, bathroom, I'm referring only to um, the toilet seat positions. Okay, the pots position, because that is the only place where things get disposed of. All right. See in the olden days. Okay, before we begin this, can you tell me the toilet seat represents which element? Or the toilet or the act of disposal is represented by which element? Yesterday we discussed, right? Each activity, there is an element associated with it.
Fire,
Vision, sound, etc. Fire. Why fire?
because it
It.
it completely destroys the element and then converts it into some waste like smoke or something.
Okay. Uh, there's a small leading question that I can ask, but that will answer it correctly. Okay, let me ask it. Um, every day, when go to freshen up yourself, or let's say in the olden days, let's go back 1,000 years. And how did people um, get rid of their body waste? Were they sitting on fire?
Earth. They were sitting on it.
Earth. Okay. So before the sun rises, people used to, finish up their morning duties in the earth or in the forest area, wherever. It just reached only the land. So therefore, the act of disposal always belongs to the earth element. Yeah. There is a very core understanding that's required to do the remedies. So now we park this concept aside. Now we come to what happens when earth is there in each of these 16 directions. All right. Let's say toilet seat first in the north. Okay, so north.
When you say toilet seat means person facing while sitting or the location of the seat?
See, let's say this is your house. Okay.
Hmm.
And let's say your toilet is this one, the complete toilet. There is a wash space in here. You take bath here and all that. And your toilet seat is, let's say, let me draw that in deep red. Let's say your toilet seat is here. Okay. Very clear? Now I'm talking only with respect to this particular toilet seat and nothing else.
Okay.
The position of it on your floor plan, assuming this is a floor plan. Okay. Now let's say, I'm going to place this chakra here. Okay. This is the center. Where is the toilet coming? In the north. Toilet seat is coming in the north. Correct,
Yeah.
Sabedi? Did you understand?
Yeah.
This is how you find out where the toilet is.
Okay.
That's why I told you yesterday's your activity of you accurately placing the chakra and orienting towards the true north or whichever direction that is extremely important before you go ahead with any of the checking or remedies. All right. So
Yeah.
it's not, see, many practitioners say about you have to face this direction, you have to face that direction, sun has not be behind you, it has to be north south axis, it cannot be in east west axis. All that is, I've not seen any differences between orienting towards a side, facing which side. No. Okay, since I know I've studied under a lot of people. I've had each people tell their own version of the story. Okay, many of them say 50% of your dosh gets cut up. See, it's like either the defect exists, okay, or the defect does not exist. Okay, either you get well or you don't get well. There is no middle path. Okay, so I'm just deleting it for now. Right, so this is the assuming this is where your toilet is in the north. Okay, now tell me, what happens if the toilet seat is in north? What element is toilet? Earth. We agreed on all that, or any doubts in that? Why is it earth element? Does anyone have any doubt with that?
No, we agreed Earth.
Perfect. Now, what happens when Earth comes in the north? What zone is north? Which element is north?
Water.
Okay. What is the relationship between water and earth?
Friendly.
No,
Yes, sir.
Earth,
Earth destroys
stops,
water.
Earth, yeah.
Earth blocks water, or earth
Water.
destroys water. Right? And toilet also does the work of disposal. Correct?
Yeah.
So, whatever energy is getting pushed from here, let's say your water energy, water element, right? Is the Brahmastan or the Brahma, whatever the energy Mr. Brahma is pushing out from the center, what happens if the toilet is in the north? If it's in the north, what happens? The
It
toilet?
will dispose of from there.
Yes, the water element gets disposed of.
Mm.
Correct? So if
Yeah.
water elements gets disposed of, what are the symptoms? What are the effects that you will have? What all does the water element represent in your life? Yesterday we
Opportunity.
studied some of them.
Flowing of opportunities, money.
Correct. Any kind of flow.
Mm.
Okay, cash flow is represented by fire element, but the flow of opportunities or the getting new opportunities, okay, your good health, everything is represented by the north direction. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me also show you one more diagram before we move ahead. And it's very interesting. Just give me a second. It's a very interesting diagram. I shared it on the group today, right? So this gives you a bird's eye view of what each of the 16 directions stand for. Is this clear? Visible to all of you?
Yeah.
So each of these directions is responsible for a particular aspect of your life. Okay. So I'm just taking a side step from the toilet discussion and first telling you what each of these directions represent. Okay. So what does north represent in your life?
Water element. Flow of opportunities.
It represents both money and opportunities. Okay, here.
Yeah.
It's written here.
Yeah.
Next. What does northeast represent? Health and immunity. Okay, if you get a disease, how soon you recover, if at all you recover, is all being guided by the northeast direction. Northeast is nothing but the direction that is present between northeast and north. Right? Next comes northeast. One of the most important directions is northeast. Okay. It represents clarity or mind. Anything that's related to your mind, brain, everything is represented by northeast direction. Next comes your east-northeast. East-northeast represents all the fun, fertility, friends, everything is represented by EN, east-northeast. It's the 3F direction. Okay. Friends, fun, and fertility. Okay. Next comes to east. East represents all your connections, social connections. Okay. Then comes your east southeast, which is called the zone of churning. Why? In the olden days, people believe that all this buttermilk and all the churning activities was done at this particular direction because it gives you the ability to analyze stuff. East southeast direction gives the ability to analyze stuff. All right, it's a zone of churning. Next comes your southeast, which gives you cash flow and also to a point security. Right? Next comes your south southeast, gives confidence and power, the ability to take on new ventures. Let's say for a king or an entrepreneur, this direction is very important because this gives you that ability to launch new stuff, to create new stuff, to start a war against another kingdom. All right. So this is a very important direction if you want to be a leader. South is a direction for relaxation. Sleeping in south is very good. You get a very deep, relaxed sleep. And I've seen many places whenever there is a toilet in south and I do the remedy for it. I have seen the occupants not go out of the house for the next 3 or 4 days. Okay, either to work or anything. They don't feel like going out. Why? Because suddenly they start feeling a lot more relaxed at home, kind of, very, very nice to be in home. That feeling that sets in, and they generally skip work or anything that needs to go out of home, they don't. All right. So it's a good direction for relaxation and also name and fame. Any restaurants, very important direction for name and fame. Also for politicians. I think we discussed that. South southwest, one of the very important directions in Vastu, it's a direction of disposal. It gives you the ability to find out which you need in life and which you don't, and then dispose of those which you don't need in life. Okay. And also one of the best directions to place a toilet. Next comes southwest, gives you stability, relationships, also in some cases marriage. All right, southwest. Then comes west southwest, which is very important for students, education. It represents education, the long-term storage of anything west southwest gives. Okay, whether it is your savings in money or it's a savings in knowledge, which is in your brain, right? All this is guided by west southwest. Okay. Next comes west, the very important direction of wish fulfillment. Okay. Also gains and profits for businessmen. Because what is ultimately why does anyone do business? It is for the profits, right? So that eventually happens. So one of the best directions for wish fulfillment. Then comes your west northwest, the direction of detoxification, or it's called as the Rona Mula, where you actually go sit and let out your emotions. Okay, let's say you are very, very feeling stuffed in life, so much of weight, so much of stress. Just meditate for 3 days in the west northwest direction. You will get to know, first of all, a couple of things. One, who is real in your life and who's not real. Okay. Second, you will be able to let go of a lot of stress. You'll be able to let go of a lot of things and also detox your mind. Right? So west northwest is a wonderful direction, detoxification. But too much of this gives you depression and also addiction. Northwest, one of the best directions again, very important directions for business person or for anyone. Any problems with this, you usually have problems with the government, law enforcement. You feel like no one is supporting you. Okay, when I come to kitchen, I'll tell you a very important misguided notion that is there about Northwest. Okay, what Northwest is also called as Vayumula in some texts, and therefore people relate it wrongly to another concept. Okay, so Northwest gives you support and also support from the banks, support from any kind of institution. All right. And then comes your northwest. Northwest, the direction of physical intimacy and attraction. Very important for a house that happens to have newlywed couples, because it is a direction that is responsible for the interest to have a child, also have any kind of physical relations. All right. The northwest is a very important direction apart from E&E for childbirth. Right. So we've covered the effects or the aspects of your life related to the 16 directions. Is there any other aspect of life, tell me now, that is not covered by the 16 directions? Anything that comes to your mind, please ask me. Let's try to relate it to a direction.
I think all is covered.
Yeah, if does anything come to your mind saying that, okay, no, I have this issue, I have that issue, which aspect does it related to?
Let's say if someone wants to like prepare for an exam,
Hmm.
in which direction do they have to sit and study?
Yeah, sitting and study, I will tell you later. Okay.
Okay.
First, let's talk about exam. Okay.
Yeah.
Exam, it's a competitive exam, right? Or a normal school exam?
Competitive.
Competitive. What does the competitive exam give you? Or what is the skill that is, or what all is necessary for you to um, get the competitive? What do you want to achieve through this competitive exam? Okay, well, let me rephrase that question.
No, let this is just an example, not a real life
I know,
example.
I know.
Just
Let's see. Why does anyone, okay, I'll ask a question. Why? Why does anyone take a competitive exam?
to let's say to get a better college seat.
To grow in
Okay.
life, to grow in life.
No, not to grow in life. That's a very generic answer. Competitive exams are very specific. Okay. Either it is for an entrance into an examination institution, it is for entrance into government jobs, okay, or it is entrance into, let's say, higher studies. Only these things come as competitive
Okay.
exams.
Career progression.
No, career profession does not require you to take competitive exams. Be very specific. Who asked me this question? Okay, you tell me. Competitive exam for what part? Which aspect?
Let's say for college to get a better seat in college.
Okay, to get a seat in college for
Yeah.
entrance college entrance examination.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Now, which aspect of that life does it relate to?
Education.
Education, WSW, very important.
Um,
Next,
Next, clarity, mind,
yes, okay,
northeast,
okay. What else?
and then
Wish fulfillment. You need to get your wish fulfilled. You need to get the actual college.
yeah,
Which direction is wish fulfillment? Did I tell you?
west.
West. Good. For taking an exam, half is knowledge, half is confidence. You cannot go and fumble in the exam.
Yeah,
So you need confidence. East, southeast, south, southeast. Okay. And let's say that exam requires a lot of analytical ability. Then which direction?
uh, northwest.
Analytical ability. Which direction gives you the power of analysis? It is not written here. I just told you when I was explaining the directions.
Then maybe I missed
Direction of churning. You need to churn your
east.
thoughts. Churning is not east. East is connections and social. East, southeast.
South, southeast.
East, southeast. East of southeast gives you the power of churning or power of analysis. Okay. So east, southeast is for the analysis. So you need that direction's help as well. And then finally, you need help from northwest also for the college authorities or the exam authorities to support you in your scoring. Right. So every aspect you can relate it to one of these, a couple of these 16 directions, and we need to fix those directions, look in those directions, direction or in those places in your house to find out if something is wrong. Let's say someone is repeatedly taking the competitive exam, not able to clear. You need to sit with them and understand what is the issue. Are they getting enough score, still not getting a decent college seat, or not getting the college score itself? If not, they are getting the score. What happens in the exam time? Are they lacking the knowledge or are they forgetting everything? Right. So if they're forgetting everything, look towards west southwest. Or if they know everything and they fumble in a, let's say, an oral viva voce or something, they don't have the conscience, look towards south southeast. Okay. All the score, everything is good, but they're not getting college or whatever seat that they intend to get. Then look towards west because wish is not getting fulfilled despite it. Okay. Or everything is there at the final time. There is some issue. They don't get the seat. Then look towards northwest because there's not support from the authorities. All right. Or let's say if it's a very exam that requires a lot of thinking and let's say it's a quant exam or GRE, or let's talk about a CAT exam, then look towards East Southeast because you also require some sort of analysis or there's too much of thinking in the exam that you're not able to arrive at a particular answer. Then also ESE is responsible. Okay. So like this, you take up anything, any aspect of life, if we can relate it to one of couple of these 16 direction, one or more of these 16 of these directions, and we like to look towards those places and find out if there is an impact. All right. So if there's any doubts in this, please ask. Let me clarify. No doubts?
No.
Perfect. So let's go back towards our discussion over where's the best place for toilets. Right. So we're discussing about what happens when the toilet is in north. Yes. Please tell me what happens when the toilet is in north.
Lack of
Wealth creation
opportunities.
issues.
Hmm?
Lack of opportunities.
Okay. So north gives you what? Money and opportunities. So if you have the toilet in the north, all those aspects related to that particular direction gets thrown out. Correct? Or shall we use this chart itself, right? It's very interesting. Okay. Let's use this chart. Oh. So if the toilet is in north, then money and opportunities gets destroyed. Correct? What happens if the toilet is in northeast? Then you lose the health and immunity. Okay, maybe there's a disease, and see, everyone gets some sort of disease in their life, but the recovery from the disease will not come. Right? That direction's ability gets destroyed. Similarly for northeast, similarly for east northeast, similarly for east. Similarly for east southeast, not so similar to east southeast, because east southeast is sometimes recommended, for having a toilet. Okay. Like, say, for example, I'll put a star here. Good. So this direction is southeast, sometimes is recommended for a toilet. All right. But if there is a disturbance or there is a symptom in the household for people to not take decisions, unable to analyze stuff, okay, then we need to avoid this direction. So this always comes with a conditions apply, terms and conditions apply, this particular direction, east southeast. Okay. So always avoid that. See, I'm talking only from a toilet seat perspective. You can have a bathing area, you can have a brushing area, you can have a wash basin, you can have any other area in any other direction, it does not matter. All right. I'm talking purely from a disposable perspective, either a Western closet or a urinal. Most of the Indian homes do not have a urinal, but in case you're doing it for a commercial place, then urinals do matter. Okay. Any kind of toilet part that deals with your bodily waste in the liquid or solid form, you need to take it as a disposal activity and therefore related to the earth element. Perfect. Now let's look at southeast. If you have it in southeast, you lose fire flow, cash flow, money gets stuck. Also, you get a lot of lethargy, right? And therefore not recommended. Southeast, you lose your power, confidence to do something. South, complete loss of name, fame, recognition. You do a lot of work. I find a lot of houses in the South Indian cities, especially Bangalore, Hyderabad, having toilets in north and south. Okay, one of the worst two places. Why? Because you can have either in north or south, the house will auto balance to an extent. Okay, but if you have both in north and south, then you are finished. Why? Because north blocks opportunities. Let's say a person is employed in a job, north stops. So the person cannot move on from the current job. He'll not get any new job, even if he applies. And even in the current job, he'll not be recognized. He'll be putting in crazy amount of work and effort, but he'll not be recognized. Okay. So the moment we have done the remedies, I've always seen that either the person's manager quits, or there is an immediate promotion. Everything with respect to the point that the employee starts getting noticed and his effort starts to get appreciated. All right. So south toilet is a strict no. Southwest, one of the best, okay, one of the best places to have a toilet.
But
Okay.
I mean, sorry, The fire and earth are like there is no destruction relation, right? It's a good relation between fire and earth.
Yes, that's why I told you 2 points with respect to toilet. What are they? One, which element it represents and what action it represents. What action does it represent?
You mean fire?
Toilet. The toilet seat does
Disposal,
what is the function? Correct, dispose. So it disposes of all the attributes with respect to that zone,
wherever it is.
wherever it is.
So then it is bad in all
Correct,
directions, right?
correct.
Okay.
So in very olden days, so let me go to a still olden, right? So, the houses never had a attached toilet. Okay.
Yeah.
Having an attached toilet inside your house is the Vastu Bootcamp. You cannot do anything with respect to the modern times. You cannot expect not to have an attached toilet. All right. It is an absolute impossibility. So therefore, there are two directions that are recommended that have the least effect, or even if those attributes gets, let's say, disposed of, will not affect you much. So, for example, having a toilet in South Southwest, let's say, in some places, it leads to a lot of hoarding. Why do you think people these days buy a lot of stuff and not use it? Okay. So even if you have a toilet in South Southwest, and let's say according to your chart, South Southwest is still okay, because there is a condition in which if you have according to your chart, you cannot have it in South Southwest. And you can have it in Southwest, but you need to do a remedy. So SSW is a area of disposal. The direction is the function is disposal. So it's just the disposal will get disposed.
Okay.
Okay. So sometimes you will not be able to let go of things, and you might, have it with you instead of letting it go. All right. So that's a very rare thing that will comes. If it comes, then we will need to treat that toilet also. Again, that's why, because Vastu is heavily symptom based, and no one comes up with the system and says, no one comes to you for a Vastu consultation and says, hey, I'm holding a lot of stuff, I'm unable to let go of my stuff. No one has ever told me this so far. All right. So that's the reason, SSW is considered one of the best directions to have a toilet. Are you convinced?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So coming to Southwest gives you relationship stability, everything. So please do not have a toilet here. One of the worst directions to have a toilet. If you have a house that has this toilet here, I will definitely recommend you to first remove the toilet from there, or if it's a rental house, check for another house and move out. Any toilet in Northeast, okay? Any toilet in the Northeast and the Southwest axis. Very important. Why, I will tell you a little later. But Northeast and Southwest, it's like, the energy enters the house to Northeast, okay, and goes and collects and settles at the Southwest, right? So if you dispose in either of these directions, it is a problem. So remedies are there, but will not recommend them because they don't give that much of effect. Okay. So if you have a toilet in Southwest in your house, we'll recommend you to not use it, close it, remove it. If it's a rental house, then move out of the house. Okay. Even for Northeast, it's the same. Suggest you not to have a toilet there. West Southwest, having toilet here completely destroys the savings and your kids' education. They'll not be able to study at all. West, again, your wish fulfillment takes a hit. If you're in a business, no profit, no business. If you're doing a stock market, investment trading, again, a lot of losses. Right. So West is a direction. And because you don't have any of that, you'll feel a little frustrated in life. All right. West Northwest, again, since it's a direction of letting go, detoxify, uh, de-stress, all these things, you can have a toilet there. Another one of the good directions to have a toilet. All right. Next is Northwest. Please do not have a toilet here. What happens is any problem in the Northwest, your stability gets disturbed. It's like the foundation of the building, right? So the moment you have a toilet in the Northwest, your support structure gets crumbled. Okay, and then you fall down. You might put in a lot of effort, let's say, to build a business from 0 to 5 CR, 6 CR, 10 CR, 20 CR, right? And then overnight, the entire thing crumbles. Okay, your entire support, and in times of support, you'll have no one to reach out to. Let's say you have a sudden some kind of emergency, you need money, you call up your friends, or you've lent out some money, you're asking it back, you'll not get it back, friends will not help you. Okay, biggest problem is Northwest. Toilet in north-northwest, complete lack of physical intimacy, complete lack of attraction, very, very, very bad for houses that have newly married couples. All right, completely disturbs childbirth. Okay. Also, toilet in east-northeast also destroys the ability to bear a child. Okay, or take it to completion. Right. So I've seen a lot of houses where, despite multiple IVF cycles, there is no confirmation on the pregnancy part of it, mainly because there's usually a toilet east. Okay. Any doubts so far, folks?
I'm a little confused on the direction of the toilet. Can you explain? Say if this is the triangle of a house, what we are
Can you draw
looking
it on my
at.
screen? Can you draw it on my screen, please?
I have no idea how to do that, but
Annotate on the left-hand side. You see a bottom left corner with a pen symbol, green color.
yeah. Okay. If this is the house, and say, just drawing something. Say there are like 4 rooms here, and there's a bathroom, say here, and if the toilet is here, how would you say what direction this is?
It comes in 2 directions. First of all, if it is so close to the center, then the toilet comes in Brahmastan. Okay, there is no remedy for a
Okay.
toilet in Brahmastan, which needs to be closed, removed, or changed. Okay. Any Vastu dosh in Brahmastan, it's very difficult to address it because that's where all the energies gets combined. So more closer it is to Brahmastan, more difficult it is to treat. Okay, number one. But here in this case, exactly as if you have drawn and I see like that, it comes in both the northeast and east-northeast direction. So attributes of both these zones will get disturbed.
Okay, so we're looking from the center point, not making the, say the bathroom is, so I drew this as a bathroom and we're not looking here as a center point.
Where can you shade
Like
that
this
area?
is not,
No, we
so
don't
this
look
is
at the bottom as a center point. See, I understand where you're coming from. I think you have listened to some videos of Vedic Vastu experts who have told take the center of the particular room. Okay. If not,
No,
okay.
I don't have any Vastu. This is the
Okay.
first Vastu class for me, so
Okay. No, see, some teachers or some practitioners, they say that you can take the center of the room also. Okay.
okay.
While it's technically correct, the effect that it gives is negligible. Okay. So always take the center of the house, center of the built-up area, center of the built-up area. If you have a plot of land, then you will sometimes both centers will apply, but that's all little technical. I'm not getting into it right now. Just take the center of the constructed area. Okay. Whichever area has a ceiling on top. Let's say you have a balcony which has a ceiling on top. You need to consider that area also.
So for example, if the toilet is this side, now am I saying this direction or am I saying, oh, this falls under this two in between?
You will
So
need to draw
it is
because I
east.
don't see a pointer. I will not be able to see a pointer. You need to draw and show me.
I'm drawing. I don't know if
Maybe use a red color pen, it will be more visible.
okay. So are you able to see this?
No. Yeah, this I'm able to see.
Okay. So if there is a bathroom, if this is the bathroom,
Okay.
and we just drew this, right? And then you mentioned it's in northeast.
Yeah.
Say if the toilet seat is in this direction,
Okay.
am I saying which direction is this point? Am I seeing this direction? Or I'm just saying, hey, this is located between, say, east here and east northeast.
Correct. East and east northeast. You're right.
Oh, okay. It's not where the toilet seat is pointing.
You cannot, once you have fixed the center of the house and fixed a compass there, you cannot move it. That is fixed. That's it. For your house, that is the center, that is the compass, and nothing else. It cannot change at all. Unless you are extending the house or putting a new shade or a new shed kind of a thing, extending uh, the outline of the house. Okay, unless and until you do that, the center point and the compass cannot be moved. Everything else will fit into one of these 16 zones or overlap 2 zones.
Okay, irrespective of which direction it is pointing, where it
Yes.
is located is what
Yes.
matters.
Let's say, you have a toilet that is pointing here. Okay. This toilet and this toilet, that is, wait, let me, one second. Yeah. So this toilet and this toilet will have the same effect because both is present between east, northeast, and east. Very simple.
Understood.
Okay. Any other doubts, folks?
No, because there was, I don't know whether some like you said, they say once you sit on a toilet, where you face is very important. So I was also confused whether now you explained that in both the zones it will be same effect. So it doesn't matter you sit here and look there, or you sit here and look at each direction or not direction, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So because the place where the toilet comes is more important than which direction you are. See, think of it now. It is like you trying to dispose of your waste in a flowing river. It pollutes the river, right? You
Mm.
trying to dispose of your waste in fire, okay?
Mm.
You will ultimately burn yourself, right? You trying to dispose of your waste in space, which is again will come to haunt you back, right? So the only safe direction is always west. It doesn't matter. Imagine you facing towards north and sitting on fire, or you facing towards east and sitting in the river. Does it matter? It doesn't. So, logic and practicality takes a more sounder approach than any kind of bookish knowledge, right? So anyway, to reiterate, a toilet here, a toilet here, a toilet here, or a toilet here will have the same effect. Okay? Very clear, folks?
Yeah, got it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Right. Next, let's move to the remedies, what we can do when a toilet is there. Okay. So I am not going to tell you the remedy. You will now tell me, I will ask you certain questions, you will answer and you will find the remedies yourself. Okay. So let's say a toilet is there in the northeast. Okay, so here is the toilet seat. Okay. What are the effects of the seat? What are all is taking a hit in the house?
Health and immunity.
Okay.
So you won't be able to recover from the diseases.
You have told that I don't want the explanation. Okay, so your attribute will take a hit. Next. Next. Attribute problem next.
Diseases.
Health is not there, you'll have diseases. Disease is there, you'll have cash spend, you'll go to hospital, all that is understood. Next.
There will be medicine there or something like that.
So are we talking about remedy
See,
or more issues?
we are talking about what are the issues that will what are the issues we'll face. Okay, first one, let's talk about it. Okay, see, what is the activity of a toilet? It disposes of. So it disposes of your health and immunity, right? What element does a toilet represent?
Earth.
Okay. And which element is a toilet in?
Sorry.
Water.
Which water? Okay. Now, how do we design a remedy?
You see the friendly element in both,
Okay.
and then
Hmm.
so for water and earth,
Space.
yes, space becomes the friendly element. So you put something yellow object in your washroom or color the walls yellow. No, gray and white. My bad, gray and white.
What
Why?
about air?
You have to tell me what about air.
Air, plants maybe,
Air blocks earth, hence.
blocks earth. So
Okay, so
helps the water energy kind of relieve.
give me a full logic. You need to give me a full logic. How are the relation between all the elements that you're trying to involve here, and what does it affect on the overall space? And not space element, overall how their place of the house.
Air is friendly with water,
Okay.
so air can be a remedy there.
Oh, air is
Since
not
it's
friendly to earth.
no, not earth, but water.
Okay,
But
but
it
toilet is the earth
blocks.
element.
I think space is the friendly element with earth and water, so we will have to introduce the space element in that direction.
Okay.
No, air will block earth and promote, help water.
How will air promote air help water? Only water can help air. Air can help fire.
It will convert,
Air blocks earth. So if you introduce air element, that
Hmm.
reduces the earth element in already a direction which is less than or basically northeast.
Hmm.
So you are destroying whatever basically you want to introduce earth element, not reduce it further. So space element makes more sense because it's friendly to both,
Hmm.
and introducing space element in northeast would be the
Hmm.
remedy.
I think we can draw a gray color border around the commode.
Okay, see,
Or
the remedy is very simple. You have to put a color tape around the toilet seat. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you put the thing is like this, I don't have a ready-made image. Wait, let me Google it and send it to you. Hmm. You're able to see my screen, no?
Yeah.
Perfect. So this is how you put a tape, first of all. You see this, right? The tape should be put like this, all right? A little more on the wall also, 2-3 inches on the vertical wall also. If it's a Western closet, if it's an Indian closet, then you put it on all the 4 sides. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
If it's a urinal also, same thing, 3 on the 3 sides. Okay? Anything that is fixed on the wall, you put it on the 3 sides and little on the wall, all right? And if it's fixed on the floor, then you put it on all the 4 sides. Okay? So this is how you put a tape, right? Now, which color of tape? There are how many colors of tapes can we use? How many colors of tapes can we use?
5.
5.
What are the colors?
Blue,
Green,
green,
red,
red,
Green,
yellow,
gray.
and gray.
So
Don't use gray, use white.
White.
Okay,
Huh?
space element. Yeah, space element is white.
Okay.
Because during the night there is a confusion gray area on the black color, black and gray color. Because as the sun sets, both the sky and the ocean appear in the same color.
Mm.
Okay, so gray and black, depending on the symptom and situation, we can use it in both these zones. Okay, so use white because it's very clear. Belongs to space element. Okay, so 5 colors. Okay, now which color tape? So we have understood how to apply the tape remedy. Okay, now tell me which color tape should we put in for the northeast or a north toilet, whatever. Any toilet in the water zone, what tape should we put?
White.
Why?
Sorry.
Why?
Oh,
because
the earth
black
energy
and
is
white.
converted to space energy, and then space is again converted to water.
Earth energy is converted into
Space energy, and then space is again converted to water.
okay, but Earth is disposing of its own energy. How will Earth energy emanate or emanate from the toilet seat? That's the work of disposal. So there's no energy coming out of it. Energy is getting drained in it.
So we have to block the earth. Eh,
You think of like
uh,
this, right? You have water energy going here, okay, from the center. Brahma is continuously making water energy and sending it from the center to the water zones to the northeast also. It's all going completely from here. You see the arrows, right? So there's a lot of water energy that is going from the center to northeast. But what happens? There is a toilet here, correct? There is a toilet here. I hope this is yellow color, right? It's for visibility and toilet. There's a toilet here. What happens? The toilet will dispose of all the water, correct?
Yeah.
Toilet, apart from being an earth element and blocking water, it will also dispose of the water element, correct? Now let's take one by one tape and we will see whether it will work. First, let's take blue tape. What happens when we put a blue tape around the toilet?
It will enhance the flow destruction.
Water will come. Water will come
Yeah.
from here, correct? Water will come from here,
Hmm.
and then it will touch again the whatever boundary or water tape, and more water will start. It will become double. The energy will become double, and all the water will go and meet the earth element or the toilet. And what will happen? The toilet will
dispose.
Destroy it.
dispose of everything together, correct? It will dispose of everything. Even that water you put it as a remedy also will get disposed. So instead of you trying to stop the water from disposal of, you are actually increasing it. Your symptoms will worsen. Your problems will worsen.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Now this is done. Let me try to reverse this. Okay. Now what's the next color we'll use? We'll use green color.
Green.
Yellow.
Yellow. You want to use yellow color?
Yeah.
Okay, let's use yellow color. Let's say you put yellow here. Yellow tape. What happens if you put yellow tape? Water is coming.
Earth will hold water, right?
Okay. But earth is also disposing of it here. Correct?
Yeah.
So both together will get
Doubles.
disposed of.
Hmm.
Earth will first of all block water. Correct?
Yes.
Earth will block water. So all your immunity, health, and opportunities, everything related to the water element will get blocked by Earth. It's like this, you have let's say you have a mud. You have on the ground you play with mud, right? Let's say you make a little sand castles of mud or a sand dam of mud. Okay. Water is coming. Now to prevent the water from flowing out is why you constructed that dam kind of a structure. How will the water flow out? Water cannot flow out. What happens to water? Is being blocked by Earth. So all your health, immunity, everything will get blocked. Number one. Number two, since Earth, both elements are same, it will also dispose of the water. So are you effectively creating a remedy?
No.
Okay, let's put this also on hold. Let's do one by one. Okay, so I'm just trying what every element will effect will do when we try to create the remedy. What's the next color that we can use?
Green.
Green. Okay, let's use green color. I'm sorry, this doesn't look like green. Wait, let me take a better green. Yeah, let's put the green tape around the toilet. We put a green tape. Now what happens? Put a green tape. Now what happens?
Air destroys the earth element.
First water comes, correct? Water is coming from the center. It is meeting the air element. What happens when the water meets the air element?
More force.
Air blocks earth.
Water. Let's talk about first water is coming from the center. Take it sequentially, why do you want to confuse? Take it sequentially, okay? Water is
More
coming from
water.
here. Yeah, no. Water is coming from here, correct? From the center, water is coming. It is meeting our air element here. Okay. What happens when water touches the air element?
Nothing will happen. Both elements will be there.
What happens when you pour water to plants?
They grow
Photosynthesis.
and produce oxygen.
What happens when water touches air element?
Mm.
When water touches
Water is
plants,
converted to air.
that's it. Brilliant. Perfect answer. So water, when it touches air element, it gets converted into air. Any doubt with this? Any element that is touching the child element or the next element to it will get converted to that element. For example, fire touching earth will get converted to earth. Earth touching space will get converted to space. Space touching water will convert into water. Right? Clear?
Yeah.
So when water touches air or when we pour water to plants, plants grow well and they let out more oxygen, more air. So water gets converted into air. Okay, so when water comes in touch with air, it gets converted into air. So far it's clear? Or do you want me to explain this again? Okay, step number 1. Water comes, it touches air, it becomes air element. What happens after that?
Air blocks the earth element.
Okay, air blocks, destroys, negates the earth element. Correct? Air destroys the earth element over there. Water comes, water is converted to air destroys earth. What is the outcome?
Come,
Water gets along with air, so water and
Okay,
air
no problem
remain
there.
energy. Yeah.
Water gets along with air, water produces more air. That relationship is stable, that's going good, that's very good. The next relationship between air and the earth element, what happens? Air destroys earth. Okay, so what is the net outcome?
air.
Air.
Net outcome of results.
More health, more immunity.
First of all, is the dosh or this issue resolved? Is this a right
Yeah.
remedy? Okay, is this a right remedy? I'll rephrase my question. Is this a right remedy?
No, I think it is still allowing the water to flow. We are not blocking the
It's
energy
just
which is
containing it, right? It's not,
Which is containing what?
air is still containing the earth.
Air is containing destroying the earth element.
Yeah.
So is there earth element after destruction there?
No.
Okay. So what happens to water?
Converted to air.
Water is converted to air is destroying the earth element. So earth element's presence there is virtually gone. Correct?
yeah.
Mm.
Is this a right remedy?
Now there is no disposal. So
There's no earth
Um,
element, there's no disposal.
if we are creating more of air, then we are increasing the air element in the entire house, which might
Good,
affect other things as well.
good, good. One second. Okay. See, let's take an army of 5,000 people fighting against an army of 1,000 people or 500 people. Which army will win?
5,000.
5,000, definitely. But doesn't mean after the war, there'll be definitely 5,000 soldiers left, or how many soldiers will be left?
4,500 or something.
Something. 4,500, 4,700, maybe 4,999 possible. This 500 will be completely gone. Okay. 500 army soldiers will be completely gone. But that 5,000 army team or number of soldiers there might be definitely lesser than 5,000. So that will also, even if one element is destroying another element, that element is also get consumed in the process, at least little. Okay. So if water is getting converted, sorry, if air is destroying earth, Air also will get consumed in the process. That should answer your question, Prachi.
Yeah.
Okay, and this happens at every instant. It's a continuous process. It's not like second wise. It's not a digital process. It happens at second number one, second number two, second number three. No, it's a continuous thing. Water keeps continuously flowing. It gets continuously changed to air. Air continuously keeps destroying the earth element there. Okay, so this is the remedy when it comes to green tape. Okay, so I'm not suggesting any remedy yet. Have all this in mind. Any doubts with respect to this particular explanation?
Still not clear why this is a good remedy.
I'm not
I
telling it's a
don't
good remedy. I am not telling it's a good remedy. I'm telling this remedy as explanation. Have you understood? That is all I'm asking.
Do we
We are going to
need to
see.
destroy air element also to make a balance? You're saying air is already destroyed with the earth,
Some amount of
right?
air, some amount of air. Some air definitely destroys Earth completely. Earth is completely gone. But in the process, some air also will get consumed.
There will be some air left.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of air.
Okay.
Okay. So this remedy's explanation, have you understood? Is all that I'm asking. I'm not
Yes.
saying it's good or bad. Okay, so
Yes.
hold this in memory. All right. Good. Now, which is the next step that we have to test?
Right.
Red. What happens if we put red here?
Water destroys fire, so
Gone. Okay, so there's no water directly destroys fire, nothing else, right? There's nothing more for discussion here. So it is not a good remedy. So red is gone. So wait, let me write down the colors here. We have fire. We have. I'm using white for space. I'm sorry, black for space, but it has to be white. Just for writing purposes, clarity, I'm using black. We have checked green. We have checked blue. And then what you have to check? You have to check now. We've checked yellow also, no? Yellow is not visible. Okay. So we have checked blue. Have you checked blue? Blue tape, have you checked?
yes.
Okay. We have checked air, green tape. We have checked
Yeah.
red tape. And we have found that red tape is not usable, correct?
Yeah.
What about blue tape?
I mean, you'll
Also,
double down the
Is
water
blue tape
energy.
good remedy, bad remedy?
bad remedy.
Bad remedy.
Bad.
Okay, good. As long as you say very good. Use a yellow tape and see.
Yeah, this is also
Yes.
bad.
Bad.
Is also bad? Okay, awesome. Now let's check the space element, white tape. Okay. I'm sorry, did I put yes here? Okay, I should have put. White. Okay. So let's put a white tape and see. Okay. Remember, this is a white tape. This is not a black tape. Okay. Let's put a white tape here. What happens when I put a white tape here? What happens when I put a white tape here? Earth, the water energy starts flowing from the center. It touches the space element. What happens when water touches space element?
More water.
Hmm?
More water is good.
More water is created because space produces water. So more water is created.
Mm.
Then what happens? All the water goes to the
Dispose.
all the water gets disposed. Is there an alternative explanation? Any other doubts, logics that come into your mind?
But space element is also friendly to both earth element as well as water element.
Agreed. Agreed. Yes. But what is the act of the element over here?
Hmm. Because
Disposal, right? So
yeah.
that's it. See, let's say, uh, let's say I am a very alcoholic friend who has all the bad habits. Okay? I'm going down in my life. You are friends with me. I will not harm you. But because
Yeah.
you're friends with me and spending time with me, will you also get some of these bad effects or bad influences? Will you also start, let's say you're a teetotaler, will you at least try to experience some sort of alcohol with me? Or
Correct. Yeah.
right, drugs once? Okay, let me try it once. And what happens if you're friends with me for 10 years?
You are more
You-
influenced.
You're also completely down the drain. Just because you're a friend, I'm not hurting you, right? Doesn't mean that I will save you,
Yeah.
right? So therefore, what happens when just because they are friends doesn't mean the space element will not be disposed by its friend, which is the earth element.
Hmm.
Understood? So when water touches the space element, what happens?
It becomes water.
It becomes water. And all the water goes and meets the earth element or the toilet
Element.
seat, and they get disposed of
Disposed.
together.
Hmm.
Right? So you've tested. Is it a good remedy, bad remedy?
Bad remedy.
Bad. So now what are we left with?
Green tape.
Only possible remedy. Okay? Only possible remedy. Correct?
Yeah.
This is how you apply logic to find out which remedy you have to use.
Seems
Okay?
like a logical reasoning case study for CAT exam, being very honest.
Yes. This is
Yeah.
exactly what I believe in. You can go to YouTube tonight, check out the number of remedies each of these practitioners are suggesting for a toilet in the water zone or north or northeast or whatever, right? Everybody will say one color. Most of them will say blue color. Say that apply blue color, cut off the toilet from the zone. What is cutting off? Who are you to cut off? Right?
Huh.
You're not Brahma to not send water over there. Just because you put a water line doesn't mean the water will not go there. It will go everywhere.
Yeah.
It is a zone. It is a zone. It is its home. It will go to its home. You cannot tell a person to go to the home, right? You cannot arrest a person and keep, right?
Yeah.
So, but something that I've understood is I need logic um, to understand and apply something, especially if I'm passing down someone, I need to understand that part. So this is the most logical part of it, right?
Yeah.
Let us do one more direction. I'm not going to do all the directions because that's your homework for the day. And you will tell me which tape color to use for which direction in the group tomorrow. So I'm trying to understand which direction shall we pick next. Let's pick up. Let's pick up one of these space directions. Okay, let's pick up west. Okay. So what happens if there is toilet in the west? Let's say we have a toilet seat here. What happens if our toilet seat here?
Gains and profits are disposed.
Correct. And how do we remedy it? How do we remedy it? Check one by one.
Yeah.
Correct. Most logical way to do. Toilet is here. Let's take one by one and tape and let's check it out. Okay, let's first apply the blue tape. What happens if I apply blue tape here?
More
Lot of
water.
lot
Lot
of
of water.
first of all, lot of space energy is coming from here. Correct. Lot of space energy is coming. It's touching the water. When space touches water, what happens?
More water.
More water.
It can. What happens to the water?
Destroy.
Dispose.
Restroom.
Gets disposed of. So if applying blue tape the right remedy?
No.
We have tested this. We found out it is not the right one. Good. Let's apply the next color, that is green. So what happens when I apply green? What happens when I apply green tape here? Space energy comes from here, correct?
It blocks off, it basically kills air.
Correct. The space energy destroys air energy, correct?
Yeah.
Even before, and in the process, what happens? Space energy also slightly gets reduced, consumed. Okay. So therefore, two things will happen. One, your attributes related to air will get imbalanced. Space keeps fighting with air, right? When space keeps fighting with air, all the attributes related to air energy will start getting disturbed in your house.
Yeah.
And will it stop there? Yeah, it will stop there. Maybe, and it will not stop there. Why? Because there's no air left now to destroy the earth element. The space already destroys the air element.
Yeah.
Because space already destroys the air element, there's no air element that's left to destroy the earth element. Okay, so is applying green tape a right remedy?
No.
Okay. Next, let's apply the red tape. What happens when we apply the red tape?
Fire is destroyed.
How is fire destroyed?
Fire destroys the space energy.
Correct. Forget about earth disposing space energy. Fire, before that, fire itself will destroy the space energy.
Yeah.
Okay. We have checked our fire also, not a right. Next, let's apply the yellow tape. Okay. What happens when we apply the yellow tape? Space touches earth, and then what happens?
Dispose.
Space touches earth, and then
More earth
first,
is created.
yeah, more earth is created. And then what happens?
Disposal.
Some part of the earth is getting disposed of.
Space is disposed, right?
Space is getting converted to earth even before it goes to zone of disposal. See, there's a gap here, right? There's a gap here. There's a gap here, correct?
Yeah.
Space
So
can be converted to earth.
space is friendly to earth, right? So more of space is created. Space does not get converted to earth. Space gets converted into more of space because it touches the earth element. Earth produces what?
Space.
Earth element produces space, right? So when space touches earth, more of space element is produced. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Let's say we studied earlier in the northeast toilet. When we put the white strip there and water goes, what happens? More of water is produced, correct?
Yeah.
The same way here, when the space energy touches the earth energy, more of earth energy, more of space energy is produced, correct? Did I say earth energy? I'm sorry. More of space energy is produced. When space comes in contact with the earth, more of space is produced. Okay. And then what happens?
Dispose.
The entire thing gets disposed of. Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, very good. Yeah. So is yellow a right tape?
No.
No. Okay. Let's check the white part of it now. What happens when I apply white tape here? It's not black, it's white. Okay. When I apply white tape, what happens?
More space
Ah,
and it gets disposed.
completely disposed. So what happens? White tape is the right remedy?
No.
No. So what remedy can we use?
Can
Remove.
we use two tapes?
Not two tapes.
Two color of tapes.
How?
We can use a blue tape in
Hmm.
the outer side, and in the inner
Hmm.
side we can use a green tape.
Okay. Is green tape a right color to be present in the space direction?
But it's coming through the what blue tape.
Yeah, it's, energy is coming through that. I'm asking, let's say in your house, can we keep a anti-element in a wrong zone?
No.
No, right. So you cannot have a wrong element in a wrong zone.
Yeah.
So two tape thing therefore does not work. Because there can be one element that is friendly to both, or one element that is destroying both. Two elements can never be friendly to two other elements.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we check this? Which element do we use? How do we check this?
Remove the toilet altogether.
That is probably not the right remedy you can suggest to a client, because then they will either stop believing in you or stop believing in Vastu.
True.
Okay. But they doesn't mean the symptoms will go away. That will still remain. And they'll be like, okay, this is my fate, this is my head. Right? Okay, I want you to
Air
close.
destroys air destroys the earth, right?
Correct.
Can we use that?
Space will destroy Earth. Before I had attempts to destroy Earth, space will destroy Earth. How do we address this situation? Any ideas? Any thoughts on your head? See, if some leakage is there, it is never a wise idea to put more of that element in that direction. Okay, so you cannot use a space tape here. Definitely, you cannot use a space color here, which is your white. You cannot use white. You cannot use fire because fire will destroy space. You cannot use water because water is being blocked by earth. Let's take a closer look at all these elements one by one. Let's take water. Can we put water, which let's say which is absolutely a no-no here?
Earth.
What earth?
If you put earth since it's already earth, it will.
Okay, let's do another run at all these elements and look at it from a slightly different perspective. Can we put blue here? Because blue, if I put here, where is blue? If I put blue here, blue will definitely
Create more space. Create more space, yes.
more water. No,
Oh,
more water.
more water.
Okay, and the water will get disposed of. Very clear, straightforward. So therefore, second denial to blue. Let's look at green. Green we cannot use obviously because fire, your space will destroy.
Air.
Yeah. Look at fire. Fire again is not double possible because fire will destroy air element.
Yeah.
Let's look at earth element. Okay. Air element. Sorry, earth element. So when you apply earth element, look at this interaction. What is this interaction? Earth is trying to dispose of itself, correct?
Yeah.
So there is earth energy that is trying to dispose of its own energy here. But then there is a support from the space element that is coming.
Yeah.
Okay. So space will hit the earth element and will try to replace whatever is lost. There is a loss that is happening, definitely. There is a loss that is happening, but the earth element is being replaced.
So whatever the losses are happening to the space energy, that could be replaced. Earth will give a little bit more
Not
support.
space energy, earth energy. Earth is trying to dispose itself off here. Okay. See, first of all, one thing, wait. Where's the black? That's here. Only the friendly colors can be used, right? So only blue or the green cannot be used. Fire cannot be used here. Okay. And own color also cannot be used because you cannot put more of it into disposing itself unless it is an anti-element, right? So for this particular zone, putting more of space and disposing more of space is not the right solution. Okay, some people do recommend this, and it's also used as solution in some different cases. But generally, when I consider generic Vastu, don't put more of that element to replace because this logic you can give me for that also, right? If I'm trying to say that Earth is trying to replace whatever is lost, you can say put the white tape here, put more of space energy, and let's try to replace whatever energy is being lost, right? This is the right explanation, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to say, so don't do that because then you'll be gaining space, losing space, gaining space, losing space, right? So there's no gain, sorry. Yeah, you're only losing space energy. So what will happen? You're pulling energy, space energy from the entire other places of the house and putting into this place just to replacing this disposal action. Not a right way to balance the toilet seat here. Okay. So instead, let's look at just putting the yellow tape here or introducing the earth element. Earth element, its own element. So its disposal speed is far lesser than what it will dispose of space. Correct? So therefore, if you putting a yellow tape here is far better. I'm not telling that this is the thing that will completely stop it. It is far better than you using any other color tapes. Okay. Along with this, there's some more other remedies that you can do to stop. We'll learn about that later. But as for a West toilet or any toilet in one of the spaces directions, use a yellow tape. Okay. Now the homework for all of you today is you need to find out what is the tape color to be used in the other three elements' direction using the same critical reasoning logic. Okay.
Okay.
You need to tell me what color to use in air element zone. That is your east, northeast, east, east, southeast. What color can be used in southeast, south, southeast, south. And what color can be used in south, southwest, and southwest. Okay, what are the best colors that can be used? If something comes to your mind, okay, there could be another color also, let me know that also. Generally, it is possible that you can use two colors also in a direction. There'll be the first best and the alternative. Okay.
Okay.
Just understand these two base rules. Earth always disposes and air always destroys earth. Very basic principles to design remedies with respect to toilet. All right. Now let's come to kitchen. Okay. Let's say we have a kitchen in the same north and northeast. Okay. We have a kitchen here. For our kitchen, let's say the burner. Okay, the kitchen is there, a full space here. The burner is this is the countertop. This is the countertop. Let's say this is a full kitchen. Okay. The burner is here. The 3-burner stove. Okay. It's here. And there's other places are completely, let's say, the complete countertop. One counter here, second counter here. Okay. So the kitchen is spread across so much of directions. You don't have to bother. You have to check where the burner is, and the burner is coming in north. Okay. So tell me, how do we balance this burner? What element is the burner?
Fire.
Fire. Okay. And which element's direction is the burner in? Is fire in?
Water.
Water.
What is the relation between fire and water?
Water destroys
Destruction.
fire.
Water destroys fire. Correct. So how do we balance this?
It's already balanced, right?
What?
No, water
How?
will destroy fire, no?
Correct. Water will destroy fire. It's not balanced. I'm asking, how will you balance it? And someone said, Sally, balance.
So water destroys fire and some water is consumed in that process. The rest of the water is there.
Very good. So water destroys the fire element. You will not have cash. You will not have security. You will not have confidence. You will not have relaxation. You will not have fame. All the qualities with respect to that particular element will get destroyed. It's not just that element that is getting destroyed. Element represents certain attributes in your life which gets disturbed. So water continuously keeps on destroying fire. It just means that water or your opportunities, your attraction to other things, your health and immunity is destroying your cash flow. Maybe because of your health reason, it is getting destroyed, or because of your too much of opportunities, you're not able to chase any properly, you're not able to get income. Could be anything.
So
Correct?
here the fire elements are being affected rather than water elements.
Both. Water element will be disturbed to a small extent, fire element to a very large extent.
So we can add the air element into that around the burner, the green tips.
Okay. If you put green tape, what happens?
Green tape
Makes it more fiery.
Fire.
What's it more fiery? How?
Because because green tape will act as a supplement to fire. So green energy, basically the air energy will convert into fire. Hence we are increasing more fire in that zone with the green tape.
What if I have this kitchen over here?
Fire destroys space. So whatever energy is coming here, more fire is being created. Then
Person.
we introduce blue tape.
Okay, let's introduce blue tape. What happens to blue tape here? Let's put blue tape here. Let's say I'm going to put blue tape.
Space
Where's my
energy,
blue
which
tape?
is space energy, which is coming, will
Hmm.
create more water energy.
Let's say I'm putting a blue tape around here. Okay. What will happen if I put blue tape? Space energy is coming. It will touch water, and then what will
Yes,
happen?
More
more
water.
water will be put.
More water. Good. And then
Fire is minimized.
okay. So your cash flow, your confidence, everything is gone. Correct?
Yeah.
Balancing is not the destruction of one element. Okay. It is the balance of all the elements. The word balance has a very key meaning here.
Yeah.
So we have to add red tape.
Okay. Red tape will destroy space element, then your wish fulfillment and gains, profits,
No,
everything will disappear.
we cannot
Yes.
destroy it and we cannot strengthen it. So
Yeah, because if you put green tape, it creates air, and
more
that
fire.
more fire. Green is also out.
Mm. Yesterday, I told about a very important concept. Okay, so let's park this discussion aside for a while. What happens if, let's say, let's take up this part.
Naveen, just to clarify one thing, as per the last example that we did it for the West toilet seat, can't we introduce more space energy here? Because eventually fire is destroying space energy anyways. Why not introduce more of that space energy so that it's neutralized and becomes at a level where fire and space are more,
No, here, your fire, the destruction is different from disposal.
yeah,
Attack is different from wastage. Here,
okay,
fire is actively going and destroying the space element. In
yeah,
the toilet example that we saw, whatever space was reaching that point is only getting disposed of. But
yeah,
here, fire is waging a war against the space element and going and completely destroying it.
yeah,
So let's say the numerical value of space was 1000. Okay. In disposal, the 1000 might come down to 500, 600, 400, whatever, 300. Something will still be left. Okay. But when fire goes to destroy space, the number goes to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
hmm,
1000. But that is not ideal from a Vastu perspective. Okay. So
yeah.
let's
What
park this
about
discussion
yellow?
for
What about yellow?
you want to put yellow here. You want to put yellow here.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's put yellow. Okay. So what happens when I put yellow here?
It creates more space energy.
Let's say I put yellow here. Yellow is not visible. Let's use a different yellow. I'll put yellow here. Okay. What happens if I put yellow here?
It creates more space energy because Earth gives rise to
Okay.
space.
Hold on. Let's park this discussion aside for a while. I
Yeah.
have a quick question that we can discuss. All right. Let's say there is an anti-element in a particular zone. Okay. Let's say there is some space related uh, element in the east zone. What is the relation between space and earth? Sorry, space and air.
Space destroys air.
Space
So
destroyer.
if I have some sort of a space elements activity or representation of space element, let's say a circular shape or a white or a gray object in east, let's say this is the space element, right? So what happens if I have this space element here? I'll use a circle. Okay. Let's say I have this space element here. What happens if I have a space element symbol in the air's direction? What happens?
Isolation
No.
leads. Mm.
Forget about the
Air is
attributes.
destroyed.
Let's talk about the elemental balance. Air is
Okay.
destroyed, correct? Space actively goes and destroys air. So whenever two elements are fighting, how do we stop the fight?
Introduce
Block
a
it.
common friend.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect way to stop the fight, correct? What common element should we introduce?
Earth. No.
Water.
Water.
Okay, so let's introduce water element. Let's cover this entire space element with water element, right? So what happens when I introduce water element here?
They don't kill each other.
Correct? They don't kill each other. What is the cycle? What is the cycle of
Air.
destruction? Sorry?
Air converts to water,
Okay.
and water
Air converts to water or water converts to air?
Water converts to air.
converts to air.
Okay. So water is a middle friendly element. Okay. This water guy here is a middle friendly element who says space and air. Please don't fight. I am in the middle. Whatever information you want to pass through, pass it to me. Okay. So air will come, touch water and say, okay, you're my friend. I'm not harming you. Space will come, touch the water element will tell, okay, you're my friend. I will only talk to you. So both of them are, all three of them are in a balanced state now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah.
So whenever there is a fight between two elements, here there is no work of disposal. Toilet is different from a kitchen. Don't draw parallels between these. Most practitioners do this mistake. Okay, so you don't do this mistake. Never consider toilet and kitchen to be same. In fact, toilet's activity is completely different from activity of any other object in your house: washing machine, toaster, oven, grill, exercise machine, treadmill, phone, router, modem, washing, dishwasher, etc. Right? Air purifier, water purifiers, right? Mobile, laptop, etc. Everything has a separate function. None of that. 99% of these categories that I mentioned always will relate to the concept of anti-activity or anti-element rather than disposal. Toilet is the only one which is unique in this, and therefore the logic to it will be little different. Right? Kitchen logic is very easy to understand. Kitchen is very simple. It's an anti-activity, anti-element in the wrong zone. So whenever an element is in the wrong zone, what do?
Introduce a common friend.
Friendly element. Okay. So here someone said to put the yellow tape. What happens when I put the yellow tape here? What happens when I put a yellow tape around the burner that is kept in the west?
It's a common friend for space and
Common sense
fire.
space and fire.
Brilliant. That's it. So the problem is solved here.
Yeah.
Fire will tell I'll talk to only space element, earth element, and earth element and space element will tell I'll talk only to earth, earth element. So space neutralizes earth, space is friendly of earth is friendly to fire, problem solved. Okay.
Okay.
By the way, this is one of the wonderful kitchen placements to have. It might look as anti-zone activity, but having kitchen in west, balanced kitchen in the west is one of the best directions to be had. All right. So now, yeah, this is done. Let's move this kitchen to here. Yeah, north. What happens here?
Need air. Green.
Yeah.
Okay.
Water and fire, so air. Friendly.
So we put a green tape around the burner. Okay. So in case of kitchen, don't use tapes. Tapes are an okay remedy. It is better is put a stone underneath. All right. So for a north kitchen, the kitchen in the water zone, put a green stone. Yeah. And for a kitchen in the space zone on the west of the spaces directions, use a yellow stone. And when you use a stone, marble stones are better. I've observed that having granite in the long term, I'm talking about 10 plus years, does cause uterine cancer in women who are cooking there. Okay, so if you have
In
a
west?
maid anywhere,
Okay.
anywhere, having a granite countertop in kitchen, placing the cooking stove above a granite countertop does cause uterine cancer in a very long term. All right. So if it's a short rental thing, then don't worry much about it.
Granite as in black color?
Any type of granite.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good question. Black color. Okay. See, the most common practice in these days, or rather not these days, I will say till about 5-6 years back, was to have a black countertop in the kitchen because that does not show any dirt or oil stains, etc. So one of the brilliant hacks that uh, some random interior design came up with, and everybody started following it. Before 2000s, or before I would say 1990s, that was not the norm. Because I've had different generations of houses and I've seen that the countertops always used to be white in color so that people can know where the dirt is and they'll clean it out. Okay. And mostly glazed tiles was used. This idea of black countertop was introduced probably around the late 80s, mid 90s. Okay. So what color is black? I told you when the water is very dark, At night, it looks black in color. Also, the sky also looks black in color. So I told you it's a gray area. Which element black color belongs to is a gray area. Some people relate it to water element, some people relate it to space element. Either of that it belongs to, right? Is it friendly to fire?
No.
No, right? So what you do is you have to balance that. Okay, you have to balance that. How? Either you put a, if it's, okay, let's say your black countertop is in the west direction. Okay, then you put a yellow stone. But if your black countertop is in the east direction, then you put a green stone.
East is already green, right?
Yes, but you have a black countertop. So it's like you placing fire on top of water. Can you put fire on top of water? What will happen?
Fire will be destroyed.
Exactly. So you need to put a small container, I mean, just talking from a logical perspective, something to hold the fire so that the fire does not sink into the water or sink into the space element. Right? So the remedy stone varies as per the direction of placement. Right? So two remedies. One, if the burner is in the water zone or air zone, use a green color stone. For southeast, it's an Agni zone, so there's no thing that is required. All right. If it's in the other zones, west zones, then use a yellow color stone. Okay. Remedies, logic understood?
Yeah.
Good. Now,
Naveen, you said about the uterine cancer when you have black granite.
granite, not necessarily black, any type of granite underneath your kissing stop.
Is it because of the Vastu thing or is it because of the chemical nature of granite?
I'll tell you my understanding. Okay.
Hmm.
Granite is made of a igneous rock, which is the molten lava,
Yeah.
compared to a sandstone or a marble, which is a more of a softer stone that is formed by sedimentary rocks.
Hmm. Hmm.
So my logic is that granite also becomes a very hard stone. So when I look
Yeah.
at the vibration part of it, I feel that granite is not able to support the fire than a marble. Like for example, if you put a granite in the, have you been to Taj Mahal? How many of you have been here to Taj Mahal?
Yeah, we've been to that.
Okay. Have you walked in the Taj Mahal? There are some places where marble is not used. The places where marble is used, you can actually keep your leg there. It's a little cool.
Mhm.
It's not absorb that much of heat. But wherever the place marble is not there, it's actually hot and they've actually painted it something over there so that you can keep your leg and walk there. All right. Marble is supposed to be a soft stone, supposed to absorb a lot of micro vibration. So that's why in your house also, so these days all of them use glazed tiles, right? So I'm sorry, I'm just slightly stepping away from this Vastu discussion. A lot of houses these days either have glazed vitrified tiles or some other granite also. Some houses, very rich people, just to showcase their wealth, I'm not using the word wealthy here, I'm using the word rich because those who want to appear rich, now you'll use a lot of granite stones. Using granite or vitrified tiles is a leading cause of osteoarthritis as well as arthritis in people in India. I will say world over. All right. The increase in arthritis cases, look at the statistics, has started increasing after the vitrified tiles was introduced. Okay.
Yeah.
Because vitrified tiles is or cannot absorb the shocks that much a marble or a cement or in those days, people used to mix a lot of limestone and use, which are softer articles which can absorb micro impacts. So when the stone absorbs the micro impact, they are not passed on to your bodies and joints. And therefore, the wear and tear on the bodies and joints is much slower and lesser compared to people walking on the softer stones, right?
Yeah.
So marble is a softer stone capable of absorbing a lot of micro vibrations. Granite is not. Same thing applies to your all your other synthetic stones. What do you say? Corian, quartz. Quartz is marginally better than granite, but worse than marble. Marble is very difficult to have in a countertop, majorly because it is prone to oil stains, absorbs oil, and gets dirt very quickly. The shine part of it goes. You need to frequently polish it. Marble is always used in high traffic areas in premium establishments. Like you go to a lobby of a five-star hotel, probably the Taj and the Oberoi's of the world. You will find that the lobbies are always lined with marble. Why? Because marble, being a soft stone, can corrode off easily, but it can be easily polished. Granite cannot be easily polished.
Mm.
Okay, if granite has to be polished, it requires a 5-step process. For marble, nothing. You just have a floor polishing machine. Just run it across for about 4-5 hours during a weekend. So if these hotels they have a machine nearby and they polish it every week so that the place looks always glazed and nice. They can't use vitrified tiles because once vitrified tiles get scratched, which they will eventually, although being resistant to it, they're not completely
Yeah.
what do you say? They're not scratch proof. They're only scratch resistant. Well, they resist to an extent, but they're not scratch proof. But marble, yes, it gets scratched, but you can polish it easily, restore it, gloss and shine. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is my understanding of it. I feel that everything combined together and comes to an okay. So the remedy here is it's an anti-element, anti-activity, use a friendly element and balance it. For the black countertop, use either yellow stone or green stone and balance it. All
Yeah.
right? Okay. One more thing is that we need to check out directions in which kitchen is very good. Okay. Of course, remedies can be applied to all directions, but some directions remedies cannot be applied. Okay. So let's first look at all the water zones. It can be there except for northeast. Don't have a kitchen in northeast. This cannot happen. Okay. Having a kitchen in northeast is very bad. The remedies do work, not to that great extent. Okay. Next, the kitchen can be in east northeast, apply remedy. Kitchen can be in east, not a problem. Kitchen can be in east southeast, again apply remedy and use it. If there's a loss of analytical ability, then move it slightly here or there. Right? Southeast is very good. Southeast is good. South is good. Southwest, please don't have a kitchen here. It's an area of disposal. Whatever you're having, the energy will not go into your body. It'll get waste. Okay, ultimately leading to disease. Especially you will have what do you call that? Hypovitaminosis, which is like lack of vitamins, anemia, etc. Okay, so never have a kitchen in southwest. Never have a kitchen in southwest. Increases expectations in relationships so much that the expectations of the relationships actually break off. Okay, and completely destroys the stability of the household, your career, health, everything. Complete stability is gone. West southwest can be done with remedy. West, one of the best directions, again, has to be balanced. West northwest, please don't have. Is a worst place to have a kitchen. Northwest, a very interesting zone. Many traditional textbooks, many Vedic experts, even today, 99%, 95% of the practitioners or the common public, you go to anyone, they will say Agni Kon is the best direction to have the kitchen, which the Agni Kon, by the way, is this is Agni Kon. Southeast is Agni Kon. And northwest is called as the Vayu Kon. Vayu translates to air. Air supports combustion. So therefore, people say you can have it in northwest. Okay. While I'm not here to argue whether or why not the naming of northwest is named as Vayu Kon, which is outside the purview of this bootcamp, having a kitchen here in northwest completely destroys your support system. I will tell you what happens to a person who has a kitchen here. Everything in life will go like this. Okay, up. They'll keep growing very fast. All things will happen good. They'll get loans. They'll get support from everybody. Everything will go good. At one final stage, this will happen. The person will completely fall down overnight. It will happen overnight, actual overnight. Okay, I know multiple examples where people have reported a similar story. Maximum in 24 to 48 hours, they would have lost 90% of the things that they have built, not just wealth, a lot of other things. Okay, name, fame, relationships, banking, personal, professional relationships, right? Loan supports, lot of stuff. Like let's say you put a collateral of your home as a loan. Either your collateral gets destroyed or your collateral gets called by the bank, right? So anything and everything can happen to just ensure that you go from here to here overnight. Right. So northwest, you can, if you have a kitchen there, balance it. Not recommended. If anyone says, sir, the southeast are available in the house, we'll put in the northwest, it's the second best direction. Okay, any Tom, Dick, and Harry, if you ask any, who claims to have the knowledge of Vastu, will say that the northwest is the second best direction compared to southeast. It is an absolute, absurd, idiotic knowledge that they possess. Okay, please don't get swayed by because 95% people say it must be right. No, it is wrong. Okay. Why Northwest came to be about is in the olden days, Northwest used to be used for granary. You know what is granary, right? Storage of rice and other equipment. So people thought having it near to where the source of rice is, it's easier to cook from there, right? And this is one theory. Second theory, there is something called as Raja Vastu and Praja Vastu. Raja Vastu was a Vastu followed by kings to make sure they remain as kings. And they also introduced something as Praja Vastu, which is for the subjects, their subjects, right? So ensure the subjects remain subjects and they don't become kings. Okay? What we have to follow is the Raja Vastu and not the Praja Vastu. So kings ensured that putting the kitchen in northwest builds the life of people, so they'll be all very happy, but suddenly they go down one day and they have to come to the king to rescue them. Right? So the king remains the king. Okay. So I think long story short, I might have bored you a lot with a lot of historical perspective, but sorry. This is the best direction for kitchen, south-southeast. South is very good for food and restaurant establishment. Southeast is also equally good, nothing bad. But if you're given a choice, prefer your kitchen south-southeast. Okay. Don't go by any other videos, chats, anything. You can bring it to my notice if you want. I will give you a counter logic to it. Why it will not work over there. Anything. Okay, whatever you see that is in contravention or contradicting to what we have studied today. I've given you most of the logic. I've not told you anything to buy heart, right? You only invented all the remedies. I did not do anything. I just merely guided you. So if you find something else that is contradicting what we practiced today, I urge you to either use this logic and burn that thing down or bring it to my notice and I'll tell you the logic why it cannot be done and you can go to that person and fight back again. All right. If it's not a passive listening, etc. Right. But I also observed one thing that most of these so-called Vastu experts have two different versions for them. One, what they say it in the free videos like their YouTube, etc. And what they say it in their classes. I've actually experienced this with a couple of folks, right? Just to know, I subscribe to a lot of classes and, try to understand what these guys are saying. Because I like people when they challenge my viewpoint. And it so happens that whenever I take up, try to understand the course of another practitioner, they say complete ulta 100% U-turn from what they actually claim it in a free video. Now, I don't know why they do that. Okay, I have no reason. They say that this is research for my students, blah, blah, blah. But I don't see the point of giving wrong information. You can rather not give the information. Okay, but I understand if not giving the information will not create virality and not get them views, etc., leads, etc. But that's not how I operate. So I don't care. Right. So I think toilet entrance, kitchen. Three most important things of a house. Fixing these will take you to 90-95% of proper, harmonious, comfortable living in your house. What you're meant to get, you will get. Now, we have done so far. Yeah. Any doubts?
Naveen, what is the element represented by entrance?
Nothing. Entrance does not represent any element. Entrance is largely governed by the Devata that is sitting there. That is why we don't go at the 16 direction chart for entrance. We go with the 32 direction chart. Okay, like for example, this, let's say this is there, right? How do I zoom in? Can't zoom. Okay, can zoom. Yeah. Good. See, let's say the entrance is an N4. N4 has a different Devata. N5 has a different Devata. N3 has a different Devata. Every Devata has or let's say not call it Devata, let's call it an energy field. Okay. N1 as a separate energy field has separate effects. N2 as a separate energy field has a separate effects. Now, these energy fields have different effects for different functions, different activities in their zones. For example, N2 is a very good zone for sleeping for couples. Okay. Whereas if they have the entrance in N2, okay, they will definitely have a lack of physical intimacy and extramarital relationship. N3 will give you again very good for both bedrooms as well as entrances. Entrances is usually only all the 3 and 4s, except for N8 and S2. Okay. So each of these energy fields, this 32 energy fields, have different effects. What are these energy fields? How they came to be about? Why only 32? There are 45 actually, but 32 are the outer energy fields, and the outer energy fields are like the um, okay, wait, I can just give you a small, this is purely from an academic perspective. Just give me a second. Right, sorry, I'm unable to find that diagram. I'll probably share it in the group. Right, so it'll give you the glimpse of all the 45 devatas. There are, at the center is Brahma. Around them there are 4. Around the 4 there are 9 more, and then outside them are the 32. Total 45 devatas. But these outer devatas, this 32 devatas that we saw in the circle today, are like your sales executives who actually get the job done. The inner devatas are your head of, let's say head of regional head, and then you have your head of state head, and then the national head or the CEO. Right. So if you have to get a bank account opened, will you go to the CEO or will you go to the sales executive? You will have to go to the sales executive. Right. That's the logic. So if you want to have any work done, it's better you go to one of these 32 outer devatas than to go to anyone else. Okay. So I think I've given you most of the basic knowledge that's required to get you started on a journey towards learning Vastu. Okay. Is there any other doubts that you have? Any doubts, folks?
Nothing from my end.
Perfect. So your assignment for the day is let me know for the other directions what toilet remedy should be used. Okay. And yeah, if there's any other doubts, please ping in the group. And I think so far we have removed all the dosh concerning a house. Most of it, 90-95%. If you follow these 3 will be removed. After this, we can use Vastu to get what you want. Okay. So for example, let's say you're doing a business, you want a big opportunity. Go and activate our N4 Ballad Dev. He will give you big opportunity. Let's say you want your wishes to be fulfilled. Write a wish list and keep it in W4. Okay. He's our Pushpadant, who's the giver. He knows only one thing to give, whatever you want. You go write and keep, I want a Mercedes Benz, you will get it. But handling its service and bills is up to you. He will give you that. So he's a grantor of all wishes, W4. Let's say people are eating a lot of medicine at your house. Go keep those medicines in W2. You will not have the medicine, you will not have the use of W2. Any object you keep in W2, you will never use it. So put your gold, silver, everything in W2, it will be there only, no one will touch it. Right? Put all your exercise equipments over there, you will never exercise, you will never work out. Okay. So W2 uses that. You want your kids to study well, be great at it, keep it in, make them sit in W3 and study. This was worked out to me perfectly. I had my 2 attempts at CAT. Second attempt I cleared and first attempt I didn't clear, although the equal efforts was there. In fact, second attempt I was still playing around. Now I understood why I cleared the second attempt, not the first. Okay. So very interesting use of W3, this one. Let's say you're looking for a bank loan, activate your northwest. Let's say your cash is stuck, activate your southeast. Let's say you want new ideas, activate innate. Okay, so each of these, whatever you want, can be fulfilled, can be got by manipulating the energy fields, the 32 energy fields present in the outer circle. Okay, and these entrance remedies as well use the particular zone color to treat the anything in north and east. Anything in the water and air zones use a green tape. Other zones use the zone's color. Okay, that is good for a generic Vastu, however, it's not sufficient from a Astro Vastu perspective. That I think we'll take it up in the course. Right. So like this, Vastu can be first used to neutralize the problems that you have in life, symptoms. First, get rid of all the negatives, get rid of all the issues, whatever is the, it's like this. And I see a valley and then a mountain. First, fill up the valley with the mud, come to 0 level, and then you can get on the mountain. This is how Vastu works. First, get you up to 0 level, and then from the 0, jump to 100. What I taught you now will get you from the depths to 0. So that whatever effort you put, at least you get the results with respect to that. Whatever you're supposed to live, that equivalent life you can lead without any obstacles. Okay. Whereas going from here to infinity is again possible with the knowledge of Vastu. Okay. So I think this was very good for a 2-day bootcamp. Thanks to Yashwant. I don't know if he's here, but he really pushed me to do a course on Vastu. I thought okay, first let me do a bootcamp and see if there is enough interest, then I can put in a course. So I think that's it from my side. I've not still decided on the pricing of my Vastu course, but one thing I've decided is, okay, whoever did the work for today, homework, I will definitely give you whatever 10% off on that whenever the thing is discussed. And for those who have already enrolled with me for KP Astro and etc., I will offset the amount that has been already paid by you folks for the this thing whenever I announce the pricing of this particular Vastu course. And couple of things is that one, this Vastu will not be like astrology courses most of you attended, low input from your side during the classes. Not telling you not put in effort or input. Maybe after the courses you will start. But here I would want to do it. So like, for example, today you invented the remedies. I didn't do anything. Okay. So similarly, every class will be a complete back and forth. So I don't think watching a recorded lecture for this Vastu will help you to exercise your mind and apply the logics. So therefore, I don't want to give out the recordings of this class for those who have not attended it. For those who have attended, just for revision purpose, not a problem. Okay. So this will be a complete handholding. I'll do end-to-end. I'll probably stick with you for the next 4 months whenever the course starts from there. At least I'm looking at around 25 to 30 classes, which will include practicals, theory, tutorials, everything. All right. So I think that's it from my side. I will keep the group updated on as and when I think about it, because it was just a effort I put it together last minute. I thought, okay, let me just put a bootcamp and see. So I have not really come up with the structure of class, and also I need to look into my schedule. So I think all in all, this was good. Do share your feedback. If there's something that you're not understood, please ask me. I'll help you with it. And yeah, whenever I do my course, I will also ensure that I include one consultation of your house that I can do for you, that I can suggest some remedies, but it'll be a one-off thing, so there'll be no follow-up to that, but I'll do a one-off. Because for you need to first realize and witness the magic of Vastu, right? So, for example, let's say I activate your N4 bulb data, that energy field over there, and you get a huge opportunity. Then you will know, okay, Vastu is working, right? Or let's say you are there's someone sickly at your home, and I'm getting rid of the disease, and not me. The universe is getting rid of it through the knowledge of this occult, right? So then it works. Let's say there's a constant neighbor problem in your house, and this fixes it. Okay, you'll be happy. So I first want you to experience it before we begin, and then go on from there. Okay, but anyways, we'll be discussing a lot of house plans, a lot of architecture diagrams. I think apart from the first 3 or 4, 5 classes, there'll be no class without a house plan. Okay, so you will need to put in a lot of effort to stay in track, right? So I think that's it from my side, folks. If there's any other doubts, queries, please do keep me posted. Okay. Anything
I have
else?
a question.
Yes, Samir.
For this course, are you going to put in the principles of KP? Like,
Yeah,
will there,
how
do I
much ever
need
is
to know
required.
KP to really do this
No,
course, or?
no. Okay. To clarify it, you will not need to know you did not need to have a prior knowledge of astrology to attend this course, because I will be covering that much part of astrology which is required for Vastu. Okay, I'm not telling you I'll make you an expert in, or else I can do one thing. Since you asked, I will ensure my KP Astro video recordings are available to you. But I will also teach in live that much of astrology that is required to do this work. Because astrology is again a very deep field. You don't need so much to learn Vastu. There is certain minimum basic concept that you need to know, which I will cover it during the Vastu session. But also will throw you the access for KP Astrology if you enroll in the Vastu course. So don't worry much about it. Whatever makes you to get to 100% satisfied. Okay, don't worry about it. Right. Any other questions?
When do you plan to start this course? Like an approximate.
I need to really look into it. Wait a minute. Let me stop this recording.